If you're a business that is targeting a business with a local presence that might have a presence on Google Maps, then this video is for you. So in today's video, we're going to be doing an end-to-end list building workflow entirely inside of Clay. So again, if you're a business owner, you're a founder, you're a sales leader, and you're doing outreach to local businesses, you're doing this with cold email, you're doing cold calling, or any sort of DMing, this video is for you. So what are we going to cover today? Our big high-level objective is to find a list of service businesses to do outreach to. We'll enrich those businesses with emails, and I'll leave it to you then to book those meetings with those prospects. So normally these lists can be very cumbersome. It will take lots of different data providers, VAs, complex data scraping, manual work, or knowing how to use a technical coding platform to scrape the data. Clay allows you to do this in seconds, which would previously have taken hours. So I'm going to show you exactly what to do to find a list of service businesses so you can do outreach to them. We'll then enrich those emails, and then your goal will then be to book meetings with those decision makers using this specific workflow. So before we get into it, I want to just talk about a plan. What steps are we going to take to actually accomplish this goal? So out of Clay, we will build an account list of local service businesses. We'll then use Clay data enrichments to find valid email contacts at the local businesses. Pretty simple. And then the next step from there would be to actually just do outreach via whatever your sending platform is. So if it's Smart Lead or Instantly, we're going to just cover these first two things. So the way that you actually want to start this, let's click into Clay, create a new table. We are going to first use this enrichment, which is the find local businesses. So you can either choose to leave this toggle on. It's going to cost more credits. So in this case, I'm just going to turn it off. And then you just enter whatever your search query is. Any sort of location you're in, any sort of business that you target, as if you were doing a Google Maps search, that's what you include here. Then you can maximize the number of results. In this case, it's only going to be 200. So that's the biggest limitation with this workflow, is that you're only pulling down 200 potential results. A way around this is if you wanted to actually use a scraper, you can use a Google Maps scraper on a platform called Apify. This is what it looks like. This isn't going to go into how to use it, but this is one of our recommendations. We've also used Outscraper with some success. There's another YouTube video that I've put together that shows you how to do the end-to-end workflow, and I can link that to this video as well. But we're talking about doing everything in Clay. So assuming you just do your search query, you include your number of results, hit continue here. I've already done that, and I want to show you what happens here. So I selected flooring businesses in LA, and so this is the data that you get. So you'll see everything that is pulled through, and some of these fields are included, but not everything. So we can just kind of click into this, right? Whatever their name is, their phone number. They don't give you price in this particular case. We see their ratings. We see how many reviews they have, and their website domain, where they're actually located in terms of their latitude and longitude, what kind of business they are. We can see what times of day they're open, the actual Google Maps link, and their location. So this is all great, but we still need to actually reach out to these businesses. So we're going to do a very simple enrichment. And when I say this is easy and simple, it truly is as simple as selecting add enrichment up at the top. And then there's this tool, it's called snav.io or Snavio. And you can do a couple different things. You can enrich person from email, you can enrich person from LinkedIn URL, or you can find emails from a domain and job title. That's what we're doing here. So I've already done this, but I'm going to show you just what you would do. If you have an API, you can use that one. You'll basically just map this to whatever their domain is. You'll select if you want generic or you just want work emails. Because local service businesses have less available contact data, I would say just going and doing any outreach to any emails you can find. Because, if it's a small enough business, the founder or at least someone in leadership is monitoring the contact me or the sales emails, so you can still do outreach to them there. If you're doing outreach to non-local businesses, I wouldn't necessarily recommend this. And then if you wanted to, you can include job titles. But in this case, because the availability of this data is not super robust across data sources, we're just not going to exclude any potential email contacts. So then you just continue to add fields, and then you'd map your fields. So I've done this for these different companies so far, and it's pulled out a handful of different results. So I'm going to just click into this one and show you just how quickly you can actually get them. So for this first business, My Flooring Expert, right, you have office, you have a contact us number, but you're also seeing there are 6 people found here. So we can click into that and actually see what the emails are. So this is telling us there is a contact us, there's a service, there's a motive, which could be a person, could be something completely different. There's flooring. There's Jay Garcia. So now we're actually finding names. And then here's support. So depending on how many contacts you have or how big your data set is, you might want to hit up all of these. You might want to just hit up this Jay Garcia. The other note here is to just make sure you validate all your contacts. But this is going to get you 80% of the way there. So the next thing you want to look at, all right, so let's look at this new one. So we got 6 emails from them, and it's probably a similar situation where it's a mix. So we have a name, we have an info, we have somebody's name, we have another name, another name, another name. So that's pretty good in terms of our results. And so I would suggest reaching out to any of those names, again, if you validate the emails. So the next step that you want to do here, because we only have our one field here, even though we have 6 people found, we don't want to miss out on reaching out to those. So there's a way that you can actually get these into their own rows, and I'm going to show you how to do that in a second. But I want to touch on this other data really quickly. Earlier, I mapped all of the different fields out. And so in mapping, we found there's the source page here. So if you click into this is actually going to give us Jay Gantos, who is the owner of Pacific Hardwood Flooring. So you can see Jay Gantos, that was his LinkedIn profile. And so we have a info email address, but this guy's owned this business for 34 years. So he's clearly the big guy. So again, info, not always the best to reach out to, but you can in this case. And if you have these other email addresses, you can reach out to those too. So now I'm going to show you what to do to actually get these into their own individual rows. So what you want to do basically is you can click into this, you can take action on list, and then you can basically write each item to a new row in a different table. And then we're going to write this email column. And then if you want to add some of the other values, like company name, we'll first start with email, and then we'll do first name, last name, position, source page, new column. So then we'll save and run 10 rows. So let's see what happens. So 1 row created, 6 rows created, cool stuff. So this is our parent column. It's written to a different table. Okay, so now we have our list. So we have all of the individual emails in their own row. The data is a little bit disparate, but we still do have the contact information that we can use to reach out to. So now that you have this, you can basically take these emails and do outreach to these people, specifically calling out their company reviews and their location using the data that you pulled from this initial list. This is the workflow. It's very, very simple. If you are targeting local businesses, give it a try. Let me know if you have any questions. If you'd like help doing your own clay outreach, helping building lists, getting better results for your cold email, then feel free to book in some time at the link below, and I will talk to you in the next video. Peace.